We're at Rioja here on Larimer Square with co-founders Beth and Jen. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
It's actually my first time here. So excited. Food looks great. Love the vibe of the place. Drinks look great. Let's start with drinks because I'm thirsty.
Me too.
What are the drinks?
Let's do a little
Well,
cheers
toast.
here.
Thank you for being here.
Thank you for
It's been
being
20
here.
years.
Cheers.
We appreciate it.
My pleasure.
Yeah.
It's right up my alley. What is it?
I love our cocktail program. That is probably one of my favorites. Tequila, a little hibiscus, and a little chili in there. So it's got a little bit of spice, sweetness, but of course the tequila comes through.
I might be a little buzzed after this.
Yeah, pretty much so.
What do you ladies have?
Jen is drinking. It's called the Larimer Potion, and it's a gin-based drink, which
I
is
love
perfect
gin
for her.
and shaken real nice with the citrus on it too.
So nice.
Citrus and gin.
Got a little bit of coconut in there, and not usually my go-to, but I love this old-fashioned. It's a play on it. It has a little bit of smoked salt and caramel, and maybe it's just because I like dessert, but the sweetness of this and the whiskey is fantastic.
Yeah.
I've never
So
seen
super
caramel on the rim before.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So let's start at the beginning.
Oh my God.
Where
the
did
beginning.
you two meet? Where and when?
So we just had our 25th anniversary of being business partners. Moved here in April 1st of 2000,
Yep.
and we started working together at Penzano way back in the day. I was the executive chef, and Beth was the general manager.
Yep, we spent a few years there together and figured out that we could work together.
Yeah.
We still like each other,
Yeah.
which is also really great.
Yeah.
We're friends and we're business partners, and it's been an amazing journey.
Yeah.
It's super cool.
So Rioja was your first restaurant, and
Yeah.
so you just said 20 years. What's the concept of Rioja?
Oh my gosh. You didn't put us on the step. You didn't put us- Okay,
hilarious.
so so really the concept is the restaurants that I working for Wolfgang Puck for all those years. I worked for him. We always kind of had this formula of, we'll have a deck pizza oven, you'll make handmade pastas, and you'll find all the best ingredients from your local people. And, back in the days, it was California cuisine, from there. So that type of concept is what I always wanted Rioja to be. Like, find, Clint Buckner's lamb, and find a good farmer, and find this and that, and then do everything and take good care of it. And so, but people want a Mediterranean. People want something like that. So we kind of call it Mediterranean.
Yeah.
But it doesn't always fit into that. It doesn't always fit into
I
that.
like to tell people that the food here is very ingredient driven too.
Okay.
So for instance, you have the artichoke tortelloni, which I know Jen's going to go into great detail about, but that dish is all about the artichoke. And it's stunning.
The farmers that we buy them from in Monterey, California, who actually, they wrote us a letter like a year ago that they're like, thank you for saving our farm through the pandemic.
Wow.
Yeah.
Buying their artichokes from them. And I love those stories.
Yeah,
You know, and we don't probably talk about that enough. A lot of people are like, oh, we use farm to table kind of more than I prefer.
Yeah.
So we just are subtle about it, and some people don't know our sourcing is so precise, but it is.
So after Rioja, then what did you guys open?
Well, then we had the opportunity, Bistro Vendome was for sale.
Yeah.
And so we had the opportunity to purchase that, and we thought, why not be our own competition across the street?
It was
And so-
across the street.
and-
no commuting.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. We
No
didn't even have to
commuting.
get in our car, which was great. We just both fell in love with that little restaurant.
Yeah.
And it was so quaint, and the courtyard and everything about it. And so, we ran it up until 2 years in that location, and recently relocated it to Park Hill. And
Yeah,
so it's
we love
been a
our new
great-
neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old Tables location, our new neighborhood is great. Tim Kuklinski, he's the operator and chef, and we turned it over to him, and he's been with us, oh my God, 18, 19 years.
Yeah, I
Tim
think
was
it's
with
19.
us.
Yeah.
And that was always our hope and our goal, is to work with wonderful people like Dana Rodriguez, that we work with, work with wonderful people over the years, like Adam at Altrea and Tim, and turn these places over to them.
Yeah.
And
Let them run it.
we still own our
Yeah.
part that we own, but no, we actually try not to have much of a say, because if Tim, they still call us up and we talk all the time, but we're not in the day-to-day business at all. And if they ask us something, great. If they don't, great, because like Adam has all these wonderful ideas that I don't think of. He's the fresh one. I'm still pretty fresh, but not as fresh as I used to be, Beth.
They're still fresh. Yeah.
You touched on Altrea, and I recently filmed that for CBS. So let's talk about that. What kind of restaurant is that?
I love that little
Spanish and
toolbox.
Portuguese.
Yeah.
Spanish and
so
Portuguese tacos.
That somehow has one of the
Quichos.
best burgers I've ever had.
Oh, it's so good. The hamburguesa. It's kind of, can I say slutty? It's a slutty burger.
You can
It's
say that.
really good. It's like, it's a
Is it
slutty
naughty?
burger. Yeah.
Naughty.
She said naughty.
Okay, no,
It is.
See, front of the house kitchen. See, you see the differences between us, you know?
So good, though.
Beautiful pirate.
Is that what it is? Let's dive into the food that you brought
Okay,
today.
you gotta try the artichoke tortelloni.
Yes.
So this is our signature dish, and as I told you about Monterey Farms, who we buy the artichokes from, they're wonderful. But this is just all about the artichoke. And it starts with an artichoke mousse that has a little bit of goat cheese in it. And we used to use the Haystack Farms, when we still had Haystack Farms goat cheese local. You know, we sourced the artichoke, we found the farmer, you know, we did. So now we use some different cheeses. But anyways, an artichoke broth made with the inner leaves, artichoke chips on top, a little churro, a little manchego, and just one little tiny eyedropper of white truffle essence. And that's it. And it's fantastic.
Looks amazing.
Yeah, and
Can't
Beth,
That's amazing.
you have the new scallop crudo that we just put on the menu.
So beautiful.
And so it's a chamomile cured. So chamomile cure scallop. We cure it for like an hour. It'll salt, sugar, and chamomile, and lemon zest.
Never heard of that before.
Yeah,
Curing chamomile.
and then we slice them very thin. Put a chamomile vinaigrette with apricot puree and hazelnut and beautiful baby radishes and a little bit of basil, and it's delicious too.
No big deal.
And this is a bavette steak, and the bavette steak is wonderful. People don't see it as much near the flank kind of area, and it's a Wagyu bavette, and they rub it with a porcini balsamic kind of rub, and it just really gets the umami flavor in it. And then a salsa verde and a semolina cake, which I love, and turnips. The duck breast is a Rohan duck, which is a Peking Muscovy hybrid. And it has a beautiful cabbage, a huckleberry compote, some fermented kumquat, and a duck jus. And it's just a lovely duck.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's gorgeous.
Okay.
Let's load up a bite. Everybody load up a bite.
Yeah.
Let's eat.
Cheers. Sorry.
Holy cow. Now I really feel bad that I've never been here before. So how often do you change the menu?
We changed the menu here, to be honest, probably every 2 to 3 weeks, something changes.
Wow.
Yeah, we actually just like whenever something comes in, because things don't, especially in Colorado, like we have peas right now, they're from California, but Colorado peas are gonna be coming in June. And why wouldn't we use beautiful Colorado peas then too? So, you know, so different things come in season, different times. Just anytime we find a beautiful ingredient or we think something's at its best, we try to use it, try to put it on the menu. I didn't get enough salsa verde in that bite, but
duck in a while. Yummy.
this semolina cake's really good too.
That's a 10.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Yeah.
And Beth, you should try this semolina cake. Here, try a
I've
little
never
bit
had
of
a
that.
semolina cake before, but I
Yeah,
like it.
yeah. And you know what's fun is the different chefs. We have a lot of talented people here, and maybe I came up with this dish, but Chef Ben came up with this dish, and Chef Kylil came up with this dish, and that's kind of how we are at Rioja. Is we are collaborative, and I love that. You know, maybe sometimes it might feel like. You might feel like there's a different chef, because there's a few people, and we all have each other's back, and we all work together, and I like that collaboration.
You know, I think it's fun too is we have a great pastry team.
Oh, yeah.
That also works well with the savory, and like there's some things that go back and forth, and I just love that family aspect of it. I think that's really cool. The menu changes often. Yes, you may be disappointed that your old favorite isn't on the menu, but you will quickly find a new favorite.
In the very beginning, we had conversations about what did we want people to feel when they came to Rioja,
Okay.
and comfortable is one of the feelings, because we want you to be able to come in jeans and a t-shirt and go to a Nuggets game because we're so close, or we want you to come in and have our tasting menu and have 5 courses and tasting menu and champagne and, you know, maybe go to the theater or you know, like we want it to be that kind of place. You can sit at the bar and have a bowl of pasta, or, you know.
Warm and welcoming.
Yeah.
So 25 years together, 20 years at Rioja. What do you see the future for yourselves and for Rioja?
Oh,
Well, we got another 20 on us.
yeah, we renewed the lease. So,
Okay.
we're
Another
hoping
one.
Rioja is here and strong, if not stronger, into the next 20 years. Turning it over to our partners at Rioja too. I think Beth and I do see us turning it over to Gabe and our team here eventually.
Absolutely.
You know, eventually maybe taking a little bit more easy ourselves.
Yeah.
Would be nice, having some drinks with
Yep.
friends,
Yep,
maybe.
exactly,
Maybe.
exactly.
Having some drinks.
Trying to keep
Up
up.
into that.
Yes, absolutely.
But yeah, but we're not dead yet, you know, like in Monty Python. Not dead yet.
Bring out your day. If you're looking to dine out at one of Denver's most iconic restaurants, right here on Larimer Square, come to Rioja. Maybe you'll hang out with Beth and Jen. Maybe you'll get to have a nice meal with them like I did. Cheers, ladies.
Yes.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thank you.
Drink is done.
I know.